Recently, I started to notice that my right shoulder was getting stiffer and more difficult to move in all of its ranges of motion. And my immediate thought was not, oh, I should try a couple of acupuncture points, or maybe I should do a bit of bloodletting, or anything like that. It was just, oh, okay, maybe I should do a bit of stretching, which is also relevant because I've got yin yoga in my toolkit as well. But I didn't really think of myself in the way that I would think about my patients. Do you do that? If something comes up for you with gut health or sleeping or your gynae, things that come up, do you think about it in the same way that you would think about how you would meet a patient if they had those presenting signs and symptoms? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I've got a really vivid memory of one of our teachers at school talking it was quite intimate, but in a very casual way in a class once, talking about some of the things that go on for her with her menstrual cycle. And one of the students in the class said to her, but you know so much about herbs and you're such an amazing practitioner. Shouldn't you be able to treat that for yourself? And she just kind of gave this student a look and said, don't you know that we are the seamstresses with the broken hem? And I was like, ooh. Something similar I've heard people say is, we're the mechanic that drives the rust bucket. Maybe that's relevant for other fields of health where maybe we're not that good at taking care of our own health because we put other people's needs first, or there's something about being in that holistic role, that role of caring for others, service to others, that maybe pushes you back, or you just don't think about yourself in the same way. So with this shoulder thing that was happening for me, it was starting to get really bad. And I did a bit of myofascial release and I did some cups that were grape purple, and I went, ooh, okay, I've obviously left this far too long, and I'm sitting at my desk and I'm doing lots of writing and I'm just not moving my shoulder through all of its ranges of motion, and I haven't been able to get treatments. But I know a lot of stuff, and I've treated lots of people for shoulder pain. And so then I thought, you have to start treating this as if you were your own patient. So then I did some scalp acupuncture points and I've been doing daily gua sha and just starting to kind of step up for myself a little bit more. And it does feel better. But I'm really interested in that mindset that maybe we have in this community. So when I say, do you practice what you preach? You know, we're pretty good at giving people treatment plans. We're pretty good at asking them questions about what they're eating, what they're consuming, what time they go to bed, what are their energy levels like, how much coffee do they drink. Like, we really grill people for all the information. How do you feel about your own lifestyle choices? Do you feel like you've got good willpower according to the foods that you know create damp? Or being out in the wind, or being up quite late, or making sure that you are eating enough foods that are nourishing your blood. Not that we want to become totally neurotic and have to be in this very regimented way of measuring out everything that we eat and keeping good records of everything that we do, but these are the kinds of things that we would be giving to patients. And I think that we should also be considering our own health in the same way, because if we are not in good form, this is the whole conversation about self-care, isn't it? If we're not in good form, what are we offering when we're holding space? Are we a little bit under par? Are we not watering our own plant, so to speak? Are we not filling up our own cup? Because we've got the information. We know that if we eat a bunch of cold foods, or if we're drinking too much coffee, or whatever it might be, how that's likely going to affect us. And we all know our own nuanced health kind of sensitive areas as well. I'm just wondering if you really compartmentalize the way that you would meet a patient versus the way that you meet yourself.